product key. You need to go and select common column, product key and product key. And then you need to select cardinality. Cardinality. Here, let's talk about cardinality. When you are establishing the relationship in the two tables, you need to choose cardinality. So there are 4 types of cardinalities. In the interviews, they'll ask you how many types of cardinalities we have. They'll ask you how many types. 4 types of cardinalities we have. Let me write here. Types of cardinalities. Types of cardinalities or types of relationship between the tables. Types of relationships between the tables. So what are the types of cardinalities we have or types of relationship we have is, first cardinality we have is 1-to-1 guys. 1-to-1. We also call 1-to-1 as 1-to-1 1-to-1 cardinality. Between what kind of tables will have 1-to-1 cardinality? There are sometimes you'll have 2 tables. When you are establishing the relationship between them, you will have 1-to-1 cardinality. So between what kind of tables will have 1-to-1 cardinality? So between example for 1-to-1 cardinality is, I have one table called employee table and I have another table called passport table. Passport table. So this employee table and passport table basically will have 1-to-1 relationship, 1-to-1 cardinality. So in employee table and passport table, commonly we'll have employee ID column. Employee ID column. When we join in the company as an employee, they'll give an ID to you. So employee ID, that employee ID will be there. That is the primary key column. Even in the passport table, we'll have employee ID. They'll maintain one employee ID column here also. So you will have columns like this, guys. So let me write employee table how you will have it. So let me copy. Employee table will contain columns like employee ID column, and employee name column, and employee gender and blood group, something like this. Blood group. I will not write all of them. I'll write only few columns. Group. So some other columns also will have it. Just I'll stop it here. So when you join in the company as an employee, they'll give one ID to you, and they will enter your name there, and they'll enter your blood group also there, right? So like this, they will enter the details, right? And next one is, so when another employee is joining, another employee details also they'll enter here, right? They will enter here. And same way, 1002, so another employee joined, and what is the gender and what is the blood group, they will enter. Same way, this employee passport related details they will enter in passport table. So one employee passport related details they will enter in which table? Passport related table. There will be a passport table. So in passport table also you will have employee ID. So for Sunil, a passport number, and issue date, expiry date, something like this. Issue date, expiry date. So they will enter some details here. So for Sunil passport details, when they are entering Sunil passport details, they will enter Sunil employee ID is what? 1001. They will enter passport number. I'm just giving some dummy number, some date, issue date, and expiry date, some date you will have. Same way, when they're entering Sri passport number 1002 is the Sri employee ID, they'll enter some ID and they'll give some date here and there, right? Like this, they'll enter the data. So client is asking to create a report for me. Show me employee name. So client is asking to create a report. Show me employee name and passport number. When you want to show employee name, you need to take the employee name from employee table. When you want to show passport number, you need to take passport number from passport table. So when you want to create the report with 2 tables, employee table and passport table, you need to link these 2 tables. What is the common column here? Employee ID, employee ID. You need to link these 2 tables based on a common column called employee ID and employee ID. And when you are linking the 2 tables, you need to give the cardinality. Here cardinality is 1-to-1. So one employee will have how many employee IDs? Only one employee IDs. So one employee can have how many passports? One employee can have only one passports. When only one passport is there, only one time you will enter here. So this employee ID in the employee table will be available only once. Even in the passport table, the employee ID will be available only once. When you are establishing the cardinality between these two types of tables, will give one-to-one cardinality. One-to-one cardinality. One employee will contains one passport. One passport will be assigned to one employee only. That is the reason you will have one-to-one cardinality between the tables. So very less number of tables you will have one-to-one cardinality. So when you go here, very less number of tables you will have one-to-one cardinality. One-to-one cardinality. The next one is one-to-many. The next cardinality is one-to-many. One-to-many cardinality. One-to-many. So one-to-many you can call it as 1:m also. 1:m. One-to-many cardinality. So examples for one-to-many cardinality is product table and sales table, or customers table and sales table. You have customers table, and I have sales table here, sales table. So between these two tables, I want to create a visual using these two tables. Using customers table and using sales table, I want to create the visual. So when you want to create the visuals using customers table and sales table, so I want to show customer name by sales, customer name and sales amount. When you want to show customer name and sales amount, you want to drag the customer name using this table, customers table, and you want to drag sales amount using this table, right? So when you want to do that, you need to have, if you want to see the data in the visual, you need to establish the relationship. What is the common column here? Customer key, customer key. Using this customer key, you need to establish the relationship. When you are establishing the relationship, you need to choose cardinality. In the customer table, in the customers table, customer key, how many times you will have? Customer key will be there only once. Unique, primary key column. So here, in the customers table, customer key will be only once. So same customer key in the sales table, how many times you will have? So 1001 is there many times. How many times customer is doing the sales? That many times you will have that customer key. The customer key in the sales table is many. The cardinality between customers table and sales table is one-to-many cardinality, guys. One-to-many cardinality. Whenever you need to establish the relationship, you need to give one-to-many cardinality here. Look at this here. When I'm establishing the relationship based on customer table or product table, see customer table also. When I'm establishing the relationship based on customer table, customer key is the common column. Customer table and sales table. So the common column you need to select it. And what is the cardinality you need to select? In the customers table, each customer can have only one key, one. And that customer can do multiple times sales. That customer can go and buy a laptop. That customer can go and buy a mobile. That customer can go and buy a smartwatch. Whatever they want, they can go and buy it. So every time when they purchase it, the customer key will be many times here. So if you want to establish the relationship between these two tables, customer table and sales table based on customer key, the cardinality will be one-to-many. The meaning is in the customer data table, customer key is one time, and in the sales data table, the customer key is many times. That is the meaning here. One-to-many cardinality means. So between these two tables, the cardinality is one-to-many. This is the second cardinality you will find it. When you take customer table first time, and when you take sales table next, so when you establish the relationship between customer table and sales table based on a customer key, it is one-to-many cardinality. One-to-many cardinality. So the common column here and there is customer key. Customer key. Here also in the sales table, the common column is customer key. Customer key. So when you establish the relationship, it is one-to-many. One-to-many. The next one is many-to-one cardinality. So there is one more cardinality called many-to-one. Many-to-one cardinality. You can write m:1. M:1. So many-to-one cardinality. Examples for many-to-one cardinality is first take sales table. When I take sales table first, and when I take a customer table next, it is many-to-one cardinality, guys. When I take sales table first, there is no difference between One to many and many to one. One to many and many to one are same. Only difference is when you see from sales table to customer table, it is many to one. In the sales table, customer key is many time. In the customer table, customer key is one. Many to one. Many to one. So when you do in the reverse way, it is one to many. When you take customer table first, sales table next, it is one to many. When you see in this direction, it is one to many. From customer table to sales table, it is one to many. When you see in this direction, sales table to customer table, it is many to one. That's it. There is no difference between these two, right? Same tables. So if you go here, when I select customers table first, when I select sales table next, it is one to many, right? Let me interchange now. Let me take sales table here. Let me take customer table here. You will see the cardinality. Let me take sales table here first. And let me take customers table here. The common key is customer key, customer key. What is the cardinality? In the sales table, customer key is many times. In the customer data table, customer key is one time. One time. So many to one cardinality. Here these two are same. Many to one or one to many, both are same guys. Both are same. So we seen what is the examples for one to one, one to many, and many to one. There is last cardinality called many to many. Many to many. Many. So we can call it as M is to M. M is to M. So many to many cardinality. What is the examples for many to many cardinality? I'll discuss in the coming classes. Next class, within 1 or 2 days, we'll practically discuss. We'll take two tables with many to many relationships and we will work on them. Many to many cardinality is important, guys. So in the interview point of view, when you are establishing the relationship, many to many cardinality is important. When I go to manage relationship, when I click on new relationship, when you are establishing the relationship between the tables, so once you select the tables, you need to select the common column, you need to select the cardinality. About this many to many, practically I'll take two tables, I'll explain it. So these are the four types of cardinalities we have. We've seen four types of cardinalities. When you are establishing the relationship, you need to choose the cardinality also. Now, if I want to show correct data in this visual, I want to establish the relationship between product table and sales table. So based on a common column called product key, product key. So for that, one way is go to manage relationship, click on new relationship, go here, click on product data table, click on sales data table. The common key is product key and product key. You need to choose cardinality. In the product table, for each product you will have one key, a unique key. That product can be sold many times. The same product can be sold many times. The product data table product key will be only once, and the same sales data table the product key will be many times. What is the cardinality here? One to many. One to many cardinality. The cardinality is one to many, guys. One to many. Remaining options we'll discuss. Remaining options, just keep it on hold for now. In tomorrow's class we'll discuss. Remaining options, just keep it on hold. So till here, as soon as you press OK, you will get a relationship between product data table and sales data table based on product key and product key. Click on close. When you click on close, you'll get a relationship here. You got a relationship between product table and sales table. If you see one, product table contains product key once and sales table contains product key many times. Many means star. Star is nothing but many, guys. Wherever you see star, star is nothing but many. So product key and product key is the common column. And what is happening is product key and product key is the common column. Product key in the product table is once and same product key in the sales table is many. One and star is nothing but many, guys. Many. Right? Now, can I see the correct data now? As soon as I got the relationship? Yes. I'm able to see the correct data now here. I'm able to see correct data. How can you check whether it is correct or not? How you are telling blindly it is correct data? So now let's check it. Let's cross check this value is correct or not. You are telling that all purpose bike stands is giving a sales amount of $5,406. How can you tell this is correct? All purpose bike stands is giving a sales amount of $5,406. So how can you tell it is correct? Let me cross check it. So go to the product table. In the product table, go to the product name column, all purpose bike stands. There is a product with the name what? All purpose bike stands. For this product, what is the product key? Go and select this product. So for that product, what is the product key you have? For that product, the product key is 486, guys. All purpose bike stands. So for this product, they are giving a product key called 486, right? Let me note that. Product key is 486. Whenever this product is selling, whenever this all purpose bike stand is selling, a record will be entered in the sales table. Is it correct or not? So whenever that product is selling, a record will be entered here. So in this, you have a product key. Go to the product key and select that product key. What is the product key, guys? 486. 486. Go and select 486, press OK. When you press OK, that product is sold how many times? That product was sold almost 34 times. Each time when we sold, we got a sales amount. We got a sales amount. Each time we are getting a sales amount of $159. When we sell that product each time, each customer is paying $159. Totally how many times we sold? 34 times. Open a calculator and 34 into $159 equal to how much? $5,406. When you sell all purpose bike stands, you got a $5,406. Look at this. When you sell all purpose bike stands, you got $5,406. Yes, correct. It is showing correct. So what it will do is, so how it will show this data is for all purpose bike stands. So in the products table, for all purpose bike stand, what is the product key it will identify? It will identify product key, and that product key it will take to sales table. That product key will be there many times in the sales table. It will identify how many times that product key is there, and it will take all that records and it will sum their sales amount. It will sum their sales amount. So that is how you will get the output. How you will get the output is when you take product name column from here. For that product name, what is the product key we have? It will take. For that product name, what is the product key take? That product key will send to the sales table. How many times you have product key it will take? For that product key, how much sum of sales we have, it will sum and it will show it. Now the amount you are seeing is perfectly correct here. In the same way, I want to show customer name by sales. Each customer, how much sales they are doing, I want to show. When I want to show each customer name by sales, how can I show it? I'm taking another visual here. I want to show each customer how much sales we are getting. So I'll go to the customer data table. I'll drag first name, middle name, and last name and sales amount. I'll go to the sales data table. I'll drag the sales amount column here. When I drag it, it is showing wrong data in the visual. Arun J. Sharma, they're telling that he's doing 3.11 million sales. It is wrong. It is completely wrong. Why it is showing wrong data? Between customer table and sales table, I don't have the relationship. That is the reason it is showing wrong data. If you want to see the correct data here, what you need to have? You need to have the relationship between them. Go to manage relationship, click on new relationship between customer data table and sales data table based on customer key. And what is the cardinality? In the customer data table, customer key will be only once. In the sales data table, the sales customer key will be many times. Yes, press OK. As soon as you press OK, you'll get a relationship between sales data table and customers data table based on customer key. Click on close. You'll get a relationship here. You got a relationship between these two tables based on customer key and customer key. What is the cardinality? In customer data table, customer key is once. In sales data table, customer key is many times. Will you see correct data here? Yes. Arun J. Sharma, $87.28 he's paying. Arun J. Sharma is paying $87.28. How can you tell that it is correct? How can you tell that it is correct is, go to the customers data table. In the customer data table, for Arun J. Sharma, what is the customer key you have? Check it up. For Arun J. Sharma, the customer key is 11801. Take 11801. For Arun J. Sharma, the customer key is 11801. 11801. Take that 11801. How many times Arun is doing the sales? Go to the sales data table. So in the sales data table, you'll have a customer key. How many times Arun is doing the sales? That many times you'll have it. Go here, filter it. What is the 11801? Filter it. You don't have it? Why? Let me filter it. Sales data table.
There is already a filter on product key.
Okay. Let me remove that filter. Right click on it. Clear filter. Correct. Customer key. I need to go and filter on 11801. 11801. Go and select 11801 here. When I select it, so Arun J. Sharma is doing the sales with us for 3 times. And each time how much sales amount he paid? One time he paid a sales amount of $2.29. One time he paid a sales amount of $35. One time he paid a sales amount of around $50. 50 plus 35, 85. 85 plus 2, 87. So that is what you are showing, $87. So this customer is doing sales for 3 times. We are summing it, we are showing it. We are able to show correct data on each customer wise sales. So how it will calculate? So when you create any visual using these 2 tables, so when you are showing customer name by sales, for that customer, what is the customer key it will take? That customer key it will send here. How many times you have that customer key, it will sum the sales amount, it will show it. Right? So that is the reason whenever we are creating the visuals on 2 tables, we need to establish the relationship between them. Right? We'll stop here. We'll continue from here in tomorrow's class, guys. Yes? Someone is trying to ask some questions. Please tell me. Anybody have any questions?
So what is meant by cardinality?
Cardinality, relationships. Cardinality means you need to tell Power BI. So when you are establishing any relationship between the tables, based on one common column, you will establish the relationship. Based on one common column, you will establish the relationship. You need to tell Power BI that column value is existing how many times here. In the customer data table, customer key is existing 1 time. Each customer key will be only once. That customer key will be there in the customer sales table many times. So you want to tell on which column you are doing establishing the relationship, and that column, how many times that column value in the customer table, how many times you'll have, that column value in the sales table, how many times you have. Telling that, we call it as cardinality. We need to tell is it 1-to-1 cardinality, 1-to-many cardinality, or many-to-many cardinality. We need to tell it. So that means how many times we have that key. When you are establishing the relationship between the 2 tables here, so I'm establishing the relationship between sales table and customer table based on customer key and customer key. I need to tell in sales table customer key, is it 1 time or many time? Telling 1 time or many time, we call it as cardinality. So in the customer table, customer key is having 1 time or many time. Telling that 1 time is nothing but a cardinality. These are the different cardinalities we usually have between the tables. You need to tell it when you are establishing the relationship between the tables. So majority of the cases you will get that cardinalities automatically detected by the tool. You don't want to select it, but you need to have the knowledge. Someone is asking, when you select the relationship